Let's look at a couple more graphing examples. So I want to go ahead and identify the A and B values just like I did before. A is 1 and B is 7 over 2, which is 3.5. Since 3.5 is greater than 1, we have growth, and you can also see that in the graph as well. Let's talk intercepts, asymptotes, domain, and range. So our y-intercept is still at 1 because our a value is still at 1. So again, our a value right here at 0, 1. Our b value this time is at 3.5, so at 1, 3.5. Our asymptote, we are still never crossing the x-axis or the y = 0 line, so our asymptote is the same. Domain has not changed. Our graph might be slightly steeper than it was before, but it's still generally headed towards the right, towards positive infinity. And because of the asymptote, our range is still y greater than 0. Let's look at one final example, and this time finally we have something where our a value is not a 1, a is equal to 2, and b is equal to 0.8. Well, with a 0.8, that means that this is decay, and we can see that in the graph. We are getting lower and lower. Notice that this graph is not nearly as steep as the other one. Our y-intercept has now changed because our y-intercept is based on our a value, and so that's at 0, 2 this time. So 0, 2, where 2 is our a value. Notice that our b value right here is at 1, 1.6, and 1.6 comes from, if we put in a 1 here, then we have 2 times 0.8. So technically this value right here is a times b. Our asymptote has not changed. It's still at y = 0. We are approaching 0 a little less quickly. We're not right there almost at 0 by the time we get to 1 or 2, but we are still approaching and never crossing 0. You can prove that to yourself by looking at the graph in Desmos or on your calculator if you'd like. Domain is all real numbers, and range is still y greater than 0 because of that asymptote.